Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Once again, it is Sovereign Saturday. Don't allow anyone to talk you out of your goals. Don't allow anyone to talk you out of your goals. Look, I'm going to tell you what, it's interesting because usually the titles and the notes I do for my videos, I do them, well, definitely a week early and a few days before. But it's interesting with this one because something happened personally. I don't mind saying anything about this. I ain't gonna call the young man's name, but I had someone hit me up privately about one of my videos on my Deep Thought channel. And they wanted me to actually remove the video, but they disagreed. Now, on my Deep Thought channel, I say, if you disagree, I don't have a problem. I've said that, as long as you show that you thought about it. Now, if he had said something on that channel, I wouldn't mind, but he wanted me to remove the video. And I let him know, I let him know who I was, and I said, no, I've been following this particular philosophy for 60 years. I'm 60 years old, so I've been following this as long as I've been conscious. I've always been a thinker. And all it was, and it was interesting that someone he wanted to talk with, he actually wanted to talk with me on the phone for free. I was like, I don't know you like that. Now, if we cool or something, I'll talk with you if I know you, but everybody else has to pay. But I had, on this particular video, it was basically my life philosophy. Basically my life philosophy. And I have a goal with that. I'm not just sharing it just to share it just for that one video. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking about some things. Anybody who really pay attention to my videos there can tell. Just like I'm doing on the videos, my Sovereign Saturday videos. I want more men to be sovereign, and not in terms of ignoring the government, but having control over their lives. If someone were to call and say, well, I don't believe in that and all of that, you should take down these videos. No. And it's interesting that happened because it's in line with what I'm talking about today. Don't allow anybody to talk you out of your goals. Don't allow anybody. Whatever your goals are, those are your goals. Your goals. Part of being sovereign is doing what you want to do. As long as it's not hurting anybody, it's not hurting anybody. And as I told that young man, I said, hey, if you disagree with what I do, what's worked for me, that's fine. Do your own thing. Show that it works. But I'm not going to allow that. I don't change it. I don't change my mind easily. I ain't going to say I don't change my mind, but when I look at stuff, I will change my mind on something, but not easily. And I will look for reasons to change my mind, but at the end of the day, I don't share anything publicly unless I've seen it work in my own life, unless I've seen it work in other people's lives. If I'm not sure about something, I do not talk about it. I don't talk about it, and I sure as hell don't let anybody else talk me out of whatever it is. And that's a very important thing, very, very important, because as you trying to be sovereign, and whatever you doing to be sovereign, there's always going to be somebody who's going to try to talk you out of that goal. If you say, oh yeah, I check out Uncle Rom talking about Sovereign Saturdays, invariably you will get somebody say, oh no, man, you just got to follow along everybody else. No, they have to follow along everybody else. Whatever you do, whatever your goal is, whether it's to start a business, to go higher in that company, to move a certain place, keep that goal. Now, it might take you a while to get that goal, but you stay with it. And the only reason you drop that goal is you've done some research and you figure, hey, this ain't for me. That's the only reason. You don't let somebody else talk you out of it, because really all they projected is their own thing. That's all they're projecting. They projecting their own biases and everything. Because I'm not, just because somebody disagree with something I say, I'm like, okay, I respect a disagreement as long as they're intelligent about it. Now I might listen to it, but that don't mean I'm going to change it. I agree to disagree. But if I have a bigger goal, if I'm thinking about something, I'm going to stick with it. You have to be that way. If you're thinking about something that's a few years in the future, it might not be right there, but this is what you want to do. You stay with it. That's part of being sovereign, because you'll have some random person trying to tell you not to do something, not to go in a certain direction. And really they only projecting themselves, or they might want you to be unsovereign like they are. For example, you have many men who want to be sovereign in their lives. They want to have control. But they'll say something like, oh, well, if you get married, she'll have control. Or no, the theys have control. Or something else. You ignore them. Whatever your goal is in life, no matter what it is, don't let anybody talk you out of it. No matter what they say. Because a lot of times they're not experts in it anyway. All they're doing, like I said earlier, all they're doing is really projecting their own inability to do anything. For example, if you want to be a millionaire, don't let a non-millionaire talk you out of it. Seriously. Now, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough to be a millionaire. But if that's your goal, you keep working on it. Or you want a certain type of house, or you want a certain type of business. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. This is your goal. You want to lose some weight. It could be that simple. Let's talk about body gain for a second. You want to lose some weight. You can say you 100 pounds overweight, and you'll get somebody say, oh, no, just eat or whatever. And I've heard some people say that. They say they just going to do whatever. No, if that's your goal, you don't let anybody talk you out of it. You keep going. You do the things that you are good at doing, and you stick with it. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they say. Because really, like I said, they doing it for themselves. They don't know you. Do they know you? Now, and sometimes even your family members, they'll just laugh at you or something. It's like, no, you're going to keep going. The reason I'm in the position I'm in now, because I kept going. There have been plenty of people who try to say, oh, you're a dreamer, you this or that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep going. You don't listen to them. You keep going. All I say is, as long as you're not breaking a law, as long as you're not voluntarily hurting somebody, now that could be a problem. But if you're not doing that, you're not breaking a law, you're not voluntarily hurting somebody, you keep going no matter what. And they'll come up with all these reasons to do something. And if you've been doing it for years and it's worked for you, you keep doing it. You don't let anybody talk you out of it. Don't let anybody talk you. That's part of being sovereign. You following your own path, not theirs. Especially if it's a stranger. You don't know this person. And you're going to have some strangers, they'll try to talk you out of it without even knowing it. I'll end with this. When I first started writing, I had some women, several women, say, oh, you can't make money that way or anything like that. And then, you know what happened? I started meeting some women who said, let me see what you got. That was the smartest thing. They didn't know if I was good or not. All they said was, let's see what you got. And they supported the path because they saw what I got. And a few even said, hey, look, let me help with this. Let me do this. Let me do that. They helped. But if somebody had said to me, who's never seen my writing and said, oh, you can't do it, it's like, hold up, do you know me? You don't know me. You don't know me from Jack. This is my goal. This is what I'm going to do. All right? And that's one thing with being sovereign. You will follow the path that you want to follow. You're not hurting. If you're not harming, like I said, you're not harming anybody, you're not breaking the law. As long as you're not doing those things, you're not doing something negative to other people, go for it. Don't let anybody talk you out of your goals. So that's all I have for today. I want you to rise and transform to become the most sovereign man or woman that you can be. To become the best person, all right? and I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.